effort to implement Article 6.2 of the Paris Agreement. Liberia, as the most forested country in West Africa, with over half of the our country is taking important steps to lead conversation on climate action. My government has called on our legislators and stakeholders to begin looking at a determined contribution to combat climate change. While we take these actions, we are mindful of the need to build capacity and invest in critical areas of our economy, such as using alternative financing for investment in the blue and green economy and technological transfer. In the future are better served on the foundation of peace and security. Having enjoyed peace for over 2 decades following a long-running conflict, we aim to promote peace and stability at home, in the region, and globally. The threat of conflict to our shared world underscores the importance of collaborative efforts to foster regional and global stability and peace. Therefore, we support all the UN's effort to address peace and security issues worldwide. Liberia is concerned about escalating security challenges in the West African region, including terrorism and economic and political instability. These pose significant threat to regional peace. So we urge we firmly stands with the rest of West Africa in a resolve to maintain our 50-year-old Regional Economic Commission, ECOWAS, intact. We oppose efforts to disintegrate our union We look at the AU and the UN to support us in keeping the regional body united. Similarly, at a global level, we call for an immediate ceasefire in the Middle East to provide civilians an essential humanitarian relief. We urge both Israel and the Palestinians to engage in negotiations towards lasting peace, including a two-state solution. Additionally, we see the ongoing conflict in the Ukraine as a threat to global peace and security. Therefore, there is an urgent need for a peaceful resolution that also respects Ukraine's territorial integrity. Mr. President, African non-permanent seat of the Nations Security Council 2026. We have proudly announced our candidacy. We look forward to support the member states to vote Liberia overwhelmingly to the seat of the Security Council. We can work with council members to promote peace, justice, and security. Liberia is dedicated to promoting sustainable growth and ensuring human dignity for all. Liberia is prepared to work together with the United Nations and global allies and international community to unity is deeply ingrained in Liberia's history as a founding member of the United Nations and a post-war international institution, as well as regional and sub-regional organizations. and principles are crucial to the future. The future of a more peaceful, prosperous, sustainable world must be all-encompassing, fair, and dignified for everyone worldwide. One United Nations, one word. Thank you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the Republic of Liberia.
African soldiers, African soldiers to fight for freedom. Want to stand out African soldiers now. African soldiers to fight for freedom. Some are dead and some are living.
And I just want to say to people in Liberia, we are a tolerant group of people. I remember by 500 rounds of lethal and non-lethal weapons. No, we allow people because that's a democratic right. Today, if the CDC decides to have a demonstration or a protest, it is our constitutional right. We will do it. If that is the decision that we make, but we did not make such a decision. People were sleeping early in the morning without a valid warrant, without even any invalid warrant, no warrant at all. They went to the party headquarters, stormed the place, and created all of these things that has happened. Now, so much so that the judiciary has arrested the person involved and put them in jail, and the whole investigation is ongoing. So what can they say now? Because you said at the beginning, the Minister of Information wrote a press statement that there was a warrant, and now we have found out that there was none, as we have been saying, and it was just a guise to go and raid the headquarters of the CDC. It's unfortunate because by raiding the premises, you are not, advancing your cause of erasing the CDC because it's not going to be erased. So this is the issue, and all of the negativity, the propaganda they are spewing, all of that, the reality, the truth will always emerge because they were saying that there was a warrant. Where's the warrant? It has been with the warrant they try to get from West.
African soldier.
Oh, yes, I'm so grateful to my merciful God who have given me the opportunity to see the first day of October. If it wasn't for the Lord on my side, but then it would have been a different thing. And I beg, please bear with me for the poor quality of my voice. It's gonna get better. Wherever you are, however you listen, if you are listening through 105.1 frequency on your FM dial, We appreciate you so highly. Or if you're following us via our live feed on Facebook, Love TV Live, we also appreciate you. And as I always say, a team works supportive on this radio. Yes, indeed, a team works supportive on this radio. So that's the teamwork. You there, I'm here. And together we say a teamwork supportive. Too many interesting things happening in our country. We're going to be looking at some of these interesting developments. As usual, we go to the Rabat International Airport to bring you our flight update for Monrovia and its environs. We tap into those things that matter, that tend to burn your chest. One of the things that we're going to emphasize on this morning has to do with the bad road condition. It is getting worse by the day, with the allotment of 22 plus million given to the public work. Public Work Minister sent out a word of apology. This is not what we want to see, or not what we want to actually hear. We want to see the things that are meant to be done and doing it adequately. We know it is important that our people in the Leeward counties get access to road connectivity. But what is so interesting here, the city center is challenged. You know, the Alpha pavement and other things across the Leeward counties is important, but the city center is mostly challenged. Well, we have the entire Bourgeois Island. And one of those areas that we always very, very bad. If you drive your way through this morning or during the day, take a drive through the second as the total gas station, non-connect gas station areas, that entire corridor of the 72nd road is very, very, very deplorable. We know that there are plans, quote unquote, by government to begin other parts of Monrovia and the Leeward County roads rehabilitation. But it is prudent that immediate action be taken so that these roads cannot go to the way in which they are heading. Because the 72nd road is one of the accessible roads that gives access to people who are commuting from the Japanese freeway and other paths. We have seen the Public Work Ministry allow that road to go to where it is now. It's heartbreaking. So, Mr. Giddings, we want to call on you this morning. We know that you have rendered apology. This is not time for apology. We need the work to be done. You understand that we saw the Jalata Road the last time during the regime of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. the dry season or whatever it is, to begin your work, you must start immediately on working on this major road that gave access to other parts of the country, most especially the city center. We have experienced a lot of dry days within this rainy season. Your guys can do a major work and speed of work on that route because it is so disheartening. It is frustrating. Even the road that leads to
From economic
22 million plus goal, Mr. Giddens.
from economic
These and many more. And let's use this time to say good morning and happy birthday to former President George Manuel Weah. Hey, today is his birthday. Interlude about we consciously remind you of what is happening in our country. We provide you the flight surges from the Rabbits International Airport and bring you the vehicular traffic movement update as well. My name is Rufus Divine Conan. I lead and not follow. First among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. Bear with me for the poor quality of the voice. I love what I found.
What do you say you yelling for?
Come here, man. All day you making noise and people ear say you singing. No air, no air. Like walking breathe.
Don't leave on there and quote me, oh.
They say MTN Yellow Star is back and this season over and easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to the 13th and then live audition will start on the 14th. And the people going to Ghana, Nima, and the biggest work will be held in Monserrato.
That thing you talking, what thing is that if I win?
La real if I win. The winner will take home a $2 million Labrador record deal with young feature entertainment, a brand new car, and a $300,000 Labrador wardrobe budget. Now all plus 1 year of performance with MTN and video production deal and 100 GB of data. New this year for third place of 400,000 Labrador cash prize and 100 GB every month. Hey man, don't forget to tell your fellow people to dial star 415 star your code hash to vote for you when you make it. I'll be live every Saturday for the live evasion show starting from October 12. You can see your singing more. Yellow. Real girl promoter will drive me from Maryland. I don't talk about the so many chorus.
Global people, I guess something that will beat you.
No, talk again. Let me give you one more from Maryland.
You know what is greater than 3 days call?
What it? Nothing will be my 3 days.
5 days call. Look that MTN says for $1 only, you get 100 minutes to call all network valid for 5 days. Meaning you get 100 minutes you can use within 5 days and talk to any network. Just star 143 hash to activate.
But look at myself, just time together one time. The people smart and new money.
Best news ever. Get 100 minutes to call all networks. Valid for
My people, see my joy. Since I put in for a car to this other car rental service, they are yet to come, and I'm getting late. I don't know.
On 10th Street in Cinco, right in the technology building. Very affordable with a very low price. Go there now or call them on 0888 111 222.
Thank you, my brother. I'm calling them right now. Hello, is this you car rental service?
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
I need a car to take me to work.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm on Broad Street.
Okay, we're coming right now.
Thank you.
You need a ride? On 0888 111 222 or visit their office right on 10th Street in Cinco, the land side in the technology building. You car rental service, the best deal in town. Are you looking for a getaway that combines the beauty of nature with luxurious accommodations? Look no further than Woki Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway, where dreams come true from rolling hills to sparkling streams. Woki Farms, it's traveler's dream. We offer a unique experience for all with a 20% discount on all of our services. We are open every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And let's not forget about the food. At Woki Farms, we pride ourselves on our farm-to-table dining experience. Enjoy delicious meals made you will leave your worries behind. From cozy cabins to elegant shallow rooms, Woki Farms, where memories are sweet. Whether you are seeking a peaceful retreat or an adventure-filled vacation, we have live band days and every Sunday. So why wait? Plan your vacation or outing with Woki Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway and experience the beauty of nature. Indulge in luxury and create memories for lifetime. For reservation, call us on 0881 248401. From sunrise to sunset, every moment is grand at Woki Farms because we are the ultimate wonderland.
For the same bet amount of $100 Liberian or US 70 cents, the regular price money now go way up for $2,500 Liberian to $3,000 Liberian. All you need to do is dial *799#. Select number 10 for Love FM 105.1. Plenty of people winning. Oh, don't be left out.
It's a dawn of a new day in broadcasting, and I have got news for you, radio and television stations owners and managers. Expert Communications Consultant is here to solve your equipment installation and purchasing needs. At Expert Communication Consultant, we are the premier source for professional radio and television installation. Contact us today for the following services: we build, install, and do servicing on towers from start to finish. We do a full installation of radio and television equipment. We soundproof and brand radio and television studios of all kinds. We do repairs, We have state-of-the-art solar broadcasting system that uses solar power. So, look no further for your communication perfection. Expert Communication Consulting building. We can be contacted on 231-886-462632 or 231-770-462632 or email us at owusup33@yahoo.com. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation.
Young boys, young girls, even with me, children. You hear the money and you see the people cheering about.
Rural office in Liberia. My people, rape is getting plenty in our country now. Only you can stop it by protecting your child or children and make sure they are always around you. Keep your eyes on your children and listen to these advices. Our market women, y'all please listen. When you go to the market to sell, please keep your eyes husband. Do not allow your child to accept gifts from strangers when you are not around. Do not allow your child to enter a room or closed area with a strange man except when you are around. Please be careful with study class teachers. Make sure they teach your child in an exposed area. Do not allow any of your children to be breadwinner for the family when they're supposed to be in school. Do not allow your child to walk about at night. Once your child or children complain about a particular person, do not keep it. Take it up with the law and show them that you can defend them. Rape can destroy your children's bright future. If you suspect any of these acts towards your child, please ask questions and report it to the police quickly. Currently in Liberia, we have 450 rape cases with statutory sodomy and gang rape offender registry. This registry is only for convicted perpetrators that have gone through the system. Do you know that there are only 3 sex offender registries in Africa to protect women? Let's fight to make Liberia the 4th country to have a sex offender registry. Let's join together to fight rape and domestic violence in Liberia. This message was brought to you by the SGBV Rural Office at the Ministry.
Back to give you what is meant to be given this morning. I'm so glad that I'm alive and counted amongst the living. The devil tried to show his ugly face, but through the grace of God, those unseen battles were fought on our behalf and the victory brought to us. So we are alive. The Ravers International Airport. We begin with arrivals. Air Cote d'Ivoire, flight HF759 from Conakry, Guinea. We arrive at the Ravers International Airport at 4:40. From Accra, Ghana, we arrive at the Ravers International Airport at 5:50 this evening. So that does it for arrivals at the Ravers International. Air Cote d'Ivoire, flight HF759 will depart the Ravers International Airport at 5:20 for Abidjan. So that's the flight schedule for today at the Ravers International Airport. So if you have your family members coming to Liberia through these flights or leaving through these flights. That's the update for you. Let's take you through our vehicular traffic update. And it is so interesting. We mostly emphasize on the issue that has to do with the barrel condition. It is troubling at the moment to see our roads getting so deplorable by the day. Could say to the media and the Liberian people that he apologized and it is due to the heavy downpour of rain. That is a very lazy the Leeward counties. The city center is challenged with bad road condition. It is so appalling. It's disheartening that the poor people will say. So the vehicular traffic movement vehicular traffic movement in the city center, it gets so interesting to know that nowadays the traffic congestion builds up as early at 6:50, 6:40, because the Tottenham Boulevard is one of the challenging areas when it comes to traffic congestion. Most of the vehicles are now using, most especially the folks along the Bourgeois Island areas or those parts adjacent. They feel comfortable, or what we say the Somalia Drive, what we call Japanese Freeway now. The Japanese Freeway, they feel so relaxed these days, using by way of the 72nd heading on to the Tottenham Boulevard. So most of the vehicles are diverted towards that side, or they normally use that side. So it have made the congestion in the as early as 6:30, 6:35. I'm on the road. So it becomes so troubling when you wake up late and then begin your journey around 6:50, thinking that you have the free flow of the traffic. No. In as much it is the Tottenham Boulevard, the traffic builds as early as 6:50 nowadays. So for those of you coming from the Rebels International Airport, if you are coming from the Rebels International Airport heading towards Central Town, all you need to do when you get around also use an alternative route. What is that? The Peloton route, what we call the Marco Bakla Francis Road. It connects you to the Congo Town Back Road. Head on, you are around the 540 Tottenham Boulevard intersection. But now, understanding that most of our roads are getting so deplorable, the entire Congo Town Back Road is getting so challenged as well. A lot of potholes, and the last time I saw community dwellers using their own ingenuity to put the concrete. We say thanks to whoever may have done that. We appreciate that person for at least covering some of the major potholes along the Congo Town. If even you're leaving from the Tottenham Boulevard and want to have access to the Rebels International Airport Highway, you can use the Tottenham Boulevard, get on the Peloton Road, and head on. You are on the Rebels International Airport Highway. So it is very important that the Public Works Ministry begin the assessment of these areas that we've learned that this is the means to which enough money is placed in the operation. When the place is just as a minute portion being destroyed, you don't get the huge finances coming for the response to cover up those areas. But I don't want to buy in that. But these are things they always say. Those things that have been said about the public work ministry, allowing the areas to get to a very deplorable state before they respond. We will have these on the second road. We want to call your attention to this. It is very sad that the road is one of the roads in the country, especially the city center, that allows us easy access to other parts of the city center. But it will be interesting to note from the 72nd the 72nd Japanese Freeway and that of the Boulevard Road. Understand that that area, that corridor is very, very, very much bad. So lots of cars, even cars that are branching from the red light side to have access to the 72nd Boulevard, they find it difficult. They have to get on the opposite lane to have access to the 72nd Boulevard. It is so sad. Moving forward, when you drive through, just around where we have the breaker, that entire stretch of the road is very bad. It's no longer a pop hole, but a truck hole. When you pass that end, before getting to where you have the Total gas station, now the Connex gas station, that entire stretch of the road heading in a curve leading to the late Bati Yinswa resident, that entire stretch of the road is very, very, very much bad. It's in a deplorable state. It is shameful to have seen the public work ministry or to have heard the public work ministry took over that ministry during the dry season. He had all of the opportunity to work on these major areas. He have planned that route. We know very well, most of you use those areas to get to access other areas. You see these things. Right now, I'm calling on the attention of the public work ministry concerning the Tottenham Boulevard Road, right around the Polotori area on the Congo Town route there, the Tottenham Boulevard, right to where you have the Kia car service. That is where they say on the second route, how it is now. Mr. Giddens, it's no time for you to sit. If we're doing some comparative that area in my mind, and that is for fight. People who occupy those areas are not people who are relaxed in terms of office comfort. Leave that comfort zone. We saw the legs, though he had his own challenging moments. When Kofi Woods served as a minister of that ministry, we saw him in the field. He's in his jeans trouser, his safety gear, his safety boots, making sure to have access to those areas, and while the guards are doing their work, he go to inspect. We saw the late Mabutu Vlayimpa serving in that capacity. He was never always seated in the office. It's not for pretty boys. It is not for people who want to wear the tuxedos. It is not for people who want to relax. It's for engineers, people who always find themselves in the field. It's a field area. If you feel that that area is place for you to relax and wear all of the fastashi and all of the Gucci and think that the Liberian people will condone those things, come on. With the level of deplorable state of our roads, it's a staff in the back of the president's agenda, Mr. Giddens. It's a staff in the back of the president's agenda. Why will we be in the city center? Let's leave the rural areas for a little while. The city center is so challenged with road connectivity. We had the dry season. We had, and mind you, couple of days it have been very dry. If these areas that we are mentioning, if you had allotment and your guys go to put the concrete pavement to those areas, it would have been very important, because you do not want to get the screens on the Liberian people while they want to have access to other parts of the city. Wear the coat suits. No, this is not what we expect. The arrest agenda, one of its major component role, even before the president to use this medium to call on President Boakai. This is something that is very important that you should keep your eyes on. People who are placed to strategic areas in line with your agenda, the arrest agenda, if they are not performing, it has nothing to do with, oh, let's wait and see, it's just 8 more, it's just 9 more, it's just 6 more, it's just 7 or 10 more. No. They must touch the ground running. There are money allocated for those areas. 22 million, that's small money. With the level of roads, couple of days, a couple of months, there were a lot of praises for the rural areas. Good morning, Ebony Doga. There were a lot of praises for the rural areas. Oh yes, people would have access, the Grand Crew, Grand Jida, within time. So we understand that though there were no concrete pavement or asphalt, but notwithstanding, the city center, the capital city that already have quota, it is being seen left undone or unattended to. The place is left unattended to. When you see the pop hole, instead of working and maintaining the scratch of that road by covering that pop hole, making sure that it doesn't expand, you people leave it there. So that's bringing us to the point to understand that what people are saying about this whole thing that has to do with, the problem where people want the road to expand, and when the deplorable condition get worsened, that's how the more funding will be. It's about time that you get out in the field. Make that office shouldn't be a place of comfort for you. It should be, as soon as you enter there, you do 1 or 2 collection of all of the bar areas. I'm assessing all of the bar areas and coming up with a major video so that when we're talking about these things, so that you get to understand. I have few of them. I'm going to post them on this live before we come to the end of this program today. And we'll place it on our page. Especially the 72nd Road. It's so bad. Why would we allow that place? It started with just a little pop hole. It started expanding. And at the end of the day, here we are. People are feeling the pain. Allow it to expand, and it's expanding more and more and more every day. Every time it rains, it expands. Every time it rains, it expands. So where are we? So where did the 22 million plus go? Because the city center have not felt any impact of the 22 million. Want to see our government, be it for what kind of party that is leading us. For some of us, we do not have sides. We believe in Liberia, and we believe in the ideology that will transform our country. When somebody say, oh, our government, no, I'm not part of any government. I belong to Liberia. I am a Liberian, and I respect the growth and development of my country. That's why we take up the time to sit on this radio and enlighten the minds of our people on the happenings and allow them, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your connections, we allow equal opportunity, because the discourse, we elevate the discourse in a responsible manner so that people can know the reality. So that even you, who is at the helm of power, can know that these are things that the Liberian people are saying from their hearts and not from their lips. So as the president prepares, I don't know if he has actually returned, but whatever. Those areas that has to do with your arrest agenda. They shouldn't do a lean-back style. The public work minister is quote-unquote a lean-back style man. It's no affront, it's no personal, because this has to do with our country. This has to do with our country. If we cannot have this, the access to good road in the city center, what more about our brothers and sisters that are in the rural areas? And development, this is one of the areas that people start to know that the country is developing gradually. Go to Ghana. The Ghana we always praise it. When it comes to creating roads, overhead bridges, and we learned that the Chinese are carrying on some assessment on the various roads and other areas that they need, like the Kesselly Boulevard connecting to the 12th Street area, talking about the Bali Island and connecting to where we have the Town and other areas. That would be a very fine thing. But again, you know, Liberian people, we so the little roads that we have, we can actually maintain them. The maintenance of road, there are fundings. Been given the opportunity to serve at the road fund area there. Everything they want to politicize it. Everything they go to, they want to politicize it. It's not about party. It's about the interests of the Liberian people. So we say to our folks, those of you in the Bourgeois Island, we always empathize with you. It is troubling. It is so disheartening that you want to have access to a particular part of the city and you are challenged by the road connectivity, where we have a relaxed public works minister. I have this guy. The cars are built so when they are passing in these potholes, they don't even feel the pinch of it. They don't even get to understand what it is because the cars are built. But you and I that ride a taxi in our little old cars around here, we feel the brunt of their actions. So Bourgeois Island is another challenge area. From the Douala end, just use by way of Carwell, get into Carwell. If you want Dixville gonna take you off of Battonsville take you off of the how you call it, the Johnsonville gonna lead you to the Mount Barkley area and the pipeline areas. Here on you own the Kakata Monrovia highways. So these are all areas that and I also during the weekend I had the time to drive along the Japanese freeway. Have you come to realize that the road, parts of the road is also being destroyed? Potholes are being created on the roads. Now let's understand. We talk about road fund. Have you come to realize, some of you who are engineers, some of you who find yourself in that field, when I had the time to visit Ghana and Nigeria, I saw early morning, the people had this thing, the blower. What we see our mothers and our sisters sweeping the sand, they had a blower. Early morning, as early as 5, 6, or while people are asleep, they will bring the blower to blow the sand off the main quota. You know why? To prevent, sand and quota not friendly. When it rains, what happens? The sand sets on the quota, and then the heavy duty vehicles, when they press on that sand, the sand is going to bore hole within the quota and it start to spacing the area that will call pop hole. It is not in a deplorable state. It's getting worse by the day. All because we allow the sand, the erosion when it rains, it send the sand on the quota. And these things are left there. Cars will roll over it. It will get dry. Cars will roll over it. And when it's wet, car will roll over it. Gradually, it start to splitting the quota from the crush rack. That's where the creation of the pothole comes. We don't clean, we don't maintain our roads. And it will interest you also to know that we have our brothers taking advantage because those who should be monitoring are using the shoulders of the road to wash cars. On the shoulders of the road, it undermines the quota because that water will slide on and start to eat up the what you call it, the foundation of the quota. So what will happen here is that the quota will just be left alone. So any heavy duty vehicle rides on it, it breaks. And when it breaks, what happened? It spoils. So the guys who are washing car along the shoulders of the road, especially last on the second route and the Japanese freeway, those guys that are washing cars, yes, we know that you want to empower yourself, but guess what? It shouldn't be on the shoulders of the road, because you will be creating these are things that you should be doing, making sure that these roads are maintained and the maintenance strategies should be put in place. Getting people not to wash cars along the road, that undermines the quota. But all these things, they are not done. We're always receiving substandard roads because everybody want to get a cut. Everyone want to get a cut from a work that is to be done. So at the end of the day, it's us want to have a share in the monies being raised for the project. He wants to have a share. The other person wants to have a share. The people will continue to give us substandard roles. See the role from the police academy route, just in few months or year. See how deployable that role is now. You think if they were going to put in the mechanism that, look, we need doable roles, you think the people are going to get you substandard roles? Inspection, we need people are doing these works, because what they know, they have done their part, they have gotten from the people what they should have taken, so they don't care if the people want to put just 2-inch roll or 3-inch roll. They didn't care. You say, yeah, I do with bare roll. See, go in the rehab area. Most of those roads, those community roads that are actually created and pavement placed on, they are all spoiled because they were substandard. But when you hear the kind of money that came for why we continue to cause our motherland to bleed? Where is the love of country? The opportunity afforded you to lead the Liberian people, it is not going to be a curse on them. It should be a blessing, because amongst the millions of citizens, you were chosen to serve in that capacity. It is not because you are brilliant than others. There are others who are more brilliant than you. So you should see it as a blessing and the opportunity to positive direction, to say yes. When Mr. X was given the opportunity to serve in this capacity, he did extremely well. This is his handiwork. These are things that you should be looking up to. That's why you, the politicians, you have created in the minds of the Liberian people that to government with a mindset. What is needed to be done for the Liberian people, you will cut it in half, your share, then the rest of it. Going to the Geba-Tucker Bridge, that entire stretch of the road is deployable again. All of the roads are getting so bad. Why? Citizen, now don't tell me it is the rainy season. Yes, we know the rainy season, but in the midst of it, there are days. Sometimes it doesn't rain for weeks. Won't you tell me that you can use that time of the drive to maintain, to do some pavement, concrete pavement? You can do it. Where's the 22 million now? Maintenance, 22 million. But you can make the change when you so desire. You can make the mark. It's about time that you tell the critics that based on the lackadaisical attitudes of yesterday, I have wounded an enabling environment where the Liberian people will appreciate the government that has served in. So I trust and believe that you can make that change, Mr. Giddens. You and your entire workforce, you guys can do the needful. There's no late time in doing the right thing. I strongly believe the change can be made. It's not just a mere bluff, but the president means what he says. That's why he placed you in those positions to serve the Liberian people, to serve the Liberian people. With that being said, we conclude on the traffic update. We're going to take this when we come back. We talk more on other issues here on the program, The Positive Show. My name is Rufus. Good morning and welcome to our program. This is the program that begins your day's journey. The truth helps those I want to see the right thing happening. So let us read what Ebony Doga wrote on our live feed. She said, every good leader will leave his or her office to give good supervision by going on the field to see what's going on, not to sit in your air-conditioned office, receive documents signed, and get free money. Good morning to you, Ebony. How you doing? Thank you so much for your participation this morning. So let's get this conscious music, message of consciousness. When we come back, we dive into other issues, open the lines so that you can form part of the Positive Show this morning, right here on Love FM. Land of liberty. I know how it feels in the hands of some of your heartless children. Are you aware that your real enemies are your children themselves? In pretense, they hail you by saying, you are the sweet land of liberty, filled with great natural resources. Yes, indeed, you are, Mama. A land that we cannot be deported from. But in reality, when they are empowered, they leave you drowning in the pool of frustration and shame. As the saying goes, there is no bad bush to throw a child. Mama, how long will you continue to endure abandonment and grief in the hands of these helpless children of yours who continues to feed on your breast milk by enriching themselves instead of creating an enabling environment for you and your other children who are referred to as Nazis?
Is this not the same milk on which every child bearing the name Liberian should all be fed? Why only the evil ones are nourishing with greed and the masses are yet you knowing amongst their peers. And when the few who believes in you speak against it, they becomes the threat and target of the society and is treated as enemy of the state. At your age, mama, your children are embracing falsehood over truthfulness, suppressing morals and integrity, and embracing get tired and goals and feels they should not go empty from the positions the masses gave them to occupy. Oh, mama, politics have blinded the eyes of your children and corrupt their minds. As the saying goes, until their minds are developed, their eyes will never appreciate the works of their hands. Leaders, Liberian leaders, where are the promises you made to the masses? Has the truth turned into a disaster because you keep exploiting this sweet land of liberty? Liberians, rise up and stop the complacency, because there are more questions than answers.
Oh, yes, more questions than answers. And we are pressed to actually pose those questions for answers to our leaders. This is the Positive Show right here in the Tottenham Boulevard, wherever along the highways, the byways, we say, please drive with care. Speed is not driving. So limit your speed. The quota is wet. We have lots of potholes in major areas. So please take your time while you drive. The last time we raised the issue of tardiness and the beautification and maintenance of public buildings and public assets. Since we started, we have seen lots of our friends who have joined us in this advocacy to see that one of the major government buildings get a facelift. Maintenance. If skyscrapers will be built here by foreigners who want to invest in our country, made those donations and gave us all of those beautiful buildings and things, what we are lacking as Liberians is maintenance. We don't maintain things, but we want things. We crave for things, but in terms of maintaining them, no, we do not have the capacity. Sincerely constructed that gigantic complex that now holds up to 6 to 7 ministries of government. And that in itself a help to relieve government of the wasteful spending on rental fees. We now see that a lot of government ministries and agencies are now in their own buildings. Unlike in time past, we saw family buildings Yes, we saw the Ministry of Education, one of them. We saw the Justice Ministry. And you go on naming those ministries and agencies. They were in people's family buildings. But during the regime of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she saw it befitting. And she negotiated Commerce sits. You have the education ministry there. You have labor there. Which one of them? You have gender there. Which one? You tell me how many of them? That is 6 or 5. But I'm sure 6 ministries. They are there. Every year. Every budgetary year. They got allocation for maintenance. They got allocation for this and that and the rest of it. See how filthy that building is. See how filthy that complex is. The ministers feel proud to sit in a very filthy environment. And nothing is done about it. They play deaf ear to these things. Okay, say, so that these public buildings be painted. And so that it gives the country a facelift. Because the attraction of the Congo Town route, the Tottenham Boulevard, especially the Congo Town route, that vicinity, what brought beauty to that corridor was the ministerial complex. When the Chinese concluded on the painting of that building, the construction of that building, trust me, that place was a place to reckon with. When it comes to beauty, and it became one of the photo studios of most of our friends around here who are Facebook monkers. Everyone wants to go to the ministerial complex to take photo. But there you nowadays to go there to go and take photo. The place is filthy. But yet still our ministers, our directors, they you go to some of their homes, very, 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 very nice, well painted. But the place you're getting the money from to beautify your own home, you don't care about it. It is a shame. So we are calling on all of the ministers, all of the directors that find yourself in that corridor at the complex. Put your acts together. Ask yourself, does it worth feel about us? So you're waiting for the Chinese people to donate pin again? So is that the kind of life that the country leaders want us to live? That we always look up to people to aid us? What is about paint again that you people can? Oh man. Another area that brings so much disgrace to the Republic of Liberia, when you see it, it is the finance ministry. Mr. Kafwan, you are approaching 1 month, if not 1 month, since you took over, nearing 1 month. We've been raising this issue. Your ministry is one of those ministries everybody coming to the country going at that ministry. Your ministry is filthy. The bathrooms at your ministry, they are not welcoming. But yes, still. So we want to see this new heart of the city. When you stand across the bridge, you can see the finance ministry. When you go up the eclipse there, you can see the finance ministry. Especially the back of that building is so disgraceful. So disgraceful. Let's take a tour to the first branch of government. We visited there the other day. We continue to experience what have been experiencing over the period of time. No sanitation. Very poor sanitation services at the capital. You go there, if that person you went to visit is not in his office or her office, you want to use the general bathroom, I beg you, you have to cross the road to go to UL. It is disgraceful. Why will we continue to treat our country in this form and manner? And these are places that we go to make the thousands and millions of dollars. Come on, man. It is so disgraceful. Another area that needs attention, serious attention, is the LRA building. That building, when you look at it strategically, so with that being said, there are other issues we want to actually turn on, but subsequently, let us deal with this for now. 0778665073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the program, The Positive Show, this morning. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are the numbers to call. Let us call and talk about these things that matters, the sanitation and the maintenance of our roads. We talk about the roads. The road condition is so deplorable in our country. I challenge you, Mr. Giddens, to get in the field. Boots. You need to wear your boots, your safety gears, your jeans trousers, and get in the field and see what your guys are doing. You need to get in the field and see what your guys are doing to reinforce the mandate of the president. That is one of the strong component within his arrest agenda. So let's take to the line and get this person. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you? What's your name?
Yeah, I'm V. Marashaka. I'm calling this morning.
Let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, you guys comment on the issue of the issue. I think Mr. Guinness is not going to work for this country. The nothing is finished. All the body has to say. It's a shame and a disgrace for people that claim that they knew all. They knew the solution of this state. They knew everything. When they come to power, they behave as if they knew nothing. When he went over to middle, he gave around Maserati, all roads in Maserati County, they are all deplorable. The new Japanese freeway right as Jamaica Junction, that place is getting deplorable every day. You go out of Kokoro, another disaster. Everywhere you go. Is this what the guys came to change? Are these the changes that you guys talk about that welcome to rescue? I think the beginning, the president is not in charge. But if he was in charge, the beginning will not be sitting at that position now. To allow a major right when they give it to because simply indicate that he lacks knowledge. That can be applied in method or so it's a convoy for the two proper reputation. Happy to go paint it. And it has been disgraceful. He guys has brought our country to.
But the entire this is not, that's what we continue to say, you know, things that happen in our country, we politicize. The entire says yes of President Weah, that building wasn't painted. Now, we gone 10 months or 11 months in President Buhari's administration. They have not put a single paint on that building. So it cut across. Let us not politicize this whole thing.
If President Weah did not do it, we criticize it and for that place to be. Because if you ever look at on the front of that particular place, do you think what happens in the front part of that particular place will be? People are traveling in this country, they go to our country, they see development, they see infrastructure, they come to our country to behave in short of this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. 0778-665-073-0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. You know, sometimes I always say this, and I will continue to say, we tend to politicize issues that are meant not to be politicized, though it has to do with, like my brother said, it's governmental issues. So no, let us come to reason. It is governmental issue. But the fact remains, afforded the opportunity to serve in a capacity. You must serve with diligence and commitment. If you did not do, for which you should have done, and then the tenure or the time you had to serve the people elapse, and another group of people comes. Do not use the adamant posture of those individuals that are there as a means of criticizing what you should have done. What does that mean? The entire 6 years of President Weah, former President Weah, there was not a single birch placed on that building, on those buildings. So now, with all of the tech President Weah for not doing the needful, they themselves, they find themselves in the same line. So you who should have done it, you now use that means to criticize them and put all of the brunt of the issues on them. That's what I say. It shouldn't be politicized because your hands is also in the cookies jar. So if your hands then the time for you to have cleaned the cookie jar, the time end. They brought another person to clean the cookie jar. The critics, and they are not the ones who should you see them to be the one to do it. That's how Liberia is nowadays. Right now, the present leadership is to say to us Liberians and to our leaders, when you hear the word government is continuity, so it brings you to the point to understand that come what may, there were debts, that put it in this form, there were debts created by the previous leadership. Now the tenure have expired. You have those from the opposition that are now government. That burden, it lies on their feet to shoulder that responsibility that was created by the previous government. So whenever I hear Liberians praying for a particular government or a particular individual who serves at the will and pleasure of the Liberian people, or who should be serving at the will and pleasure of the Liberian people to fail, I take aback, because if that person fails, expiring to become who that person is, you will take siege of the matter, because you will have to rectify what that person did not rectify. And before you conclude and begin on making new progress, the time will call up with you. That's why you see Liberia development is what it is, because of the heart and mentality of all of us. I'm not exempted. The reason being, we pray that leaders should fail, forgetting to know that leaders will come and go, and Liberia will remain. So if this person is to take this mouse from here and place it here, and afterwards, when the time finish, I'll need to take it from there and place it here. But I want a man, he might not get it energy, he might not get it out here. So let him lead there. In continuity. So, oh, that person are doing this, so and I'm testing it, I'm gonna start on my own. That's why you see a lot of things backward in this country, because of our mind that continue to say, when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the words of the hands. So if you are in opposition, know that you are country to develop, to move from one state to the other in a positive direction. But your man said, hey, if I tell a man this is something that he liking, he need to do this, he need to do that, that means I will not get state power. Who told you that? That's the mentality of our politicians. So they always pray for the one that are at the hem of power to going to carry that Kenya. That the ordinary people will say, you will carry that Kenya. Before, when you to clear all the mess, before you pressing around here, how Ghana begin develop? Kwame Nkrumah, he started it. He did not end it. The next leader came. He took it from where the Kwame Nkrumah started. He pushed it forward. George Roland came. The next leader came. And now there's one. So gradually, you see the developmental agenda of the people country is moving in a positive direction. There will be low tussle. And the tussle should be in the interest of the nation and its people. Be there, he getting his little DSA or what kind of A, he getting all of his benefits. When he leaves power, he can live on those things that he collected from state resources. But what happened to the masses? What happened to the ordinary people? Bill, if the previous government or you pray that they shouldn't get it. Now they did not get it. The hospitals that should have been built, they did not build it. You forgot to know that you were government in waiting. The brunt So our politicians need to change their mentality. If they have interest in this nation, if they have love for country, the things that they find themselves doing, they won't do it. That's why we continue to admonish our people. Patriotism and nationalism should be the hallmark. A Ghanaian man will go outside. No matter, come what may. You see how the people country developing? It's so much interesting to know that. That man will go outside and hustle. He will never forget about his home. He will always, because the competition is there. He came and built a very gigantic structure in his town, his hometown. Mata Uno's son, she sees what Mary's son have done. He goes in a positive mindset, get money. He wants to prove a point. So he came back to the how Ganta is fast developing, because the mentality of the people of Nima County is quite different. And I said, kudos to them. It's quite different. The reason being, it is now a competition in Nimba. Every Nimbayan wants to prove a point that they do have the capacity to develop Nimba. So there are lots of, you don't see them passing around in get that mindset, develop that mindset for a national, agenda, Liberia will move forward. Go Nimba, go see what happened in there. The likes of Flo Thomas, the likes of Prince, and all those guys. They are making Nimba. I mean, I went to a part where he said, who has the I said, yeah. He said, this is one of the former lawmaker, but then he was a lawmaker. I said, wow. And then across there where you have the Jackie hotel. And when I left from that Jackie area, I went to another area again. I see another fight. So it brings me to the point. Most of our brothers and sisters have had the opportunity to serve in lucrative positions in this country. But go Lofa today, see how Lofa looks. Unlike what is happening now, gradually people are trooping back home to develop the county. And then the road connection to the southeast is what it is now. No love for country. The national agenda is not on their mind. Least to say, county, I beg you, yeah. So you see, if these people have love for the country in totality, they would have gone back to carry on some level of development in their counties. This is one of the things, and I'm one person that is watching the president of the Republic of Liberia and his able lieutenants who hail from Lofa County. He will be one of those who will champion the cause to enlighten the minds of your children's children that you just serve in those capacity out of greed, and there's nothing to show back home. The Nimbayans are building Nimba. Can you boast of your county? I'm from Lofa. Can I boast of my county? So these are things. So if we begin to take these kinds of initiatives, now and sisters that are here, they are hustling here, but go back home, see some of the structures they are placing in their hometowns. You know why? Because it is more like a competition. That's how these countries are developing fast. But all of us, the next thing, Rufus cannot get the opportunity to leave Liberia. He doesn't even think about coming back to Liberia to invest. He rather pay all of the mortgages in the place that he is or he envisioned than coming back to invest. So, on this note, we want to appreciate every Liberians who are now using the time begin to see the positive aspects. Let us help our brothers and sisters. Let us nationally put our minds into doing the positive things. Let us not pray for the downfall of our leaders. Say, any man, the men pray for us to fail too. Then I say, that is so petty. All right. 077866507 5073 087 105 105 are the numbers to call and form part of the positive show right here on Mr. Giddens. Yes, I'm one person who believes that he can make the change. Only if he desires to do the right thing. Oh, yes. He can make the change with the little resources in his possession. He can make the change. You know, you don't need the whole world before you start to do the bigger things. Start from the smaller ones. That's why you see a lot of our roles now, they are deployable because you people want the huge amount before you can begin to do the work. No. Start working on the small one. Sooner or later, that Tottenham Boulevard Road in the Congo Town area there around Polotori before reaching the police station, that pop hole that was little small, it expanding by the day. And before we end this month, it will get bigger if works are not done on that part of the road. So, Mr. Giddens, we trust that you can do it. These criticism should be taken in good faith. I'm not one person who will sit and rain insult at leaders. I'm not one person who will sit and criticize and do not make recommendation. I take my critics so serious and appreciate them because they get me to understand the things that I'm doing and the things that I'm not to do and the things that I should do. So my critics are one of the best motivation in my life. Oh yes, when you criticize me, it encourages me to do the positive things. It enlightens my mind. So if you are there all day, you praising me, I don't really go for the kind of sweet words, you know. When you criticize me, I look within your criticism and connect with those things that I should have done and did not do. So Mr. Giddens is a piece of advice to you. Take this criticism in good faith. We see a lot of publications regarding the viral condition. We've been told that people are now accessing Ivory Coast to go to other parts of the country, which of course is not healthy, as old as our nation is, for us to still be doing the things that we do. All right? 087-105-105, 0778-665-073 are the numbers to call and form part of the program, The Positive Show. On yesterday, I listened to the former finance minister. You know, this country lacks moral. Every sector lacks moral. So until we Liberians can develop that mindset to know that when we have breached the moral line, we need to be tight-lipped and go through processes that will lead us to exonerate ourselves from claims leveled against us. We listened to the former finance minister on yesterday bragging. We listened to the former finance minister on yesterday still doing, you know that hey posture. Come on, Mr. Former Minister. It should also be a shame that you will be mentioned of crimes of such. Because opportunity that were afforded you, the Liberian people should have gotten the positive effects from your workings. But in other words, You've been characterized and criminalized, but yet still, you got the guts to go on public medium and bragging. Come on, man. Come on, Mr. Minister, former minister. Come on. That is so sad. If our leaders have morals, if we have moral standards in this country, a lot of people, positions that they held, positions they are holding, they won't hold them. In other countries, when you are accused of a crime, you will recuse yourself from the position and go through the investigation. That have value. That's a standard of morality. You are indicted internationally, nationally, then you still have the is to refrain from media publications, is to refrain from media engagements until the due process to exonerate yourself comes to fruition. Going on public medium and justifying your actions is a stab in the back of the Liberian people. It's just like your son look at you. It's look at a man, slap a man face in the public. Instead of him rendering the apology in front of people that he carry on his action, then he go behind the scene and try to oh mama sorry oh. You finish creating the disgrace for your mother in the open. That behind closed door, you're going to render an apology. So I said this to say, Mr. Former Minister, the best you can ever do for yourself is to recuse yourself from the publicity stunt that you now own, justifying your actions, and going beyond in criticizing the present. I think the due process of law will take a course. When you go to face the due process to exonerate yourself from allegations leveled against you, then you can have the guts, you can have the bravery to sit on the public medium and express your dissatisfaction on the runnings of the present leadership and the interactions that may have gone the way. That is my own word to you, Mr. Former Minister. You're a very good man, very brilliant. But at this time, you should refrain from media stunt, media publicity, all the stuff like that. It cannot help the process. What can help the process is to gather all of your fights with your lawyers. You should be having more times with your lawyers now in how to get yourself exonerated from the crimes leveled against you, instead of going on public media, to brag and say things, and you forget to know these things that you are saying. That's why when people arrest, they say you have the right to say, and whatever you say can be used against you in the competent court of jurisdiction. So your continuous involvement with the media is deepening the situation by the day if you do not know. So anyone who is advising you to take media publicity as a means, I want to say to you, a very good man. Distance yourself from it. Get more time with your lawyers. Gather all of your facts so that on that day you can exonerate yourself with those facts and not to use the media now from one radio station to the other and debating the issue, defending the issue. These are not things that will help you. They will only deepen the wounds and create a bottleneck for the case. With that being said, 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call this morning and form part of the Positive Show. This commercial commitment while we await your calls to be back.
Yellow star. To the pool.
What did you say you yelling for?
Come here, man. All day you making noise and people ear say you singing. No air. Like a walking brief.
Don't leave on there and cross me, oh.
They say MTN Yellow Star is back and this season over and easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to the 13th and then live audition will start on the 14th. And the people going to be Ghana, Nima, and the biggest one will be held in Monserrato.
That thing you talking, what thing is that if I win?
La real if I win. Hi, Haka. The winner will take home a $2 million record deal with young feature in the team, a brand new car, and a $300,000 wardrobe budget. Not all, plus 1 year of performance with MTN and video production deal and 100 gigabytes of data every month. But all, 7-player winning, $600,000 record deal, a year of performances with MTN, 100 gigabytes of data every month, and new this year for third place of $400,000 cash prize and 100 gigabytes every month. Hey man, don't forget to tell your fellow people to dial *415* your code hash to vote for you when you make it. I'll be live every Saturday for the live evasion show starting from October 12. You can see us singing more. Yellow star.
Back to the telephone line. The lines are now activated. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How do you do?
Wonderful. What's your name and you join us somewhere?
You got to make clear because it's really on time.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay, I was just listening to the radio station and your topic was my thought. Actually, I think the last discussion you had has to do with, I think, the former Minister of Finance.
Yeah.
The Thomas Boy. My name is Kasim Bilal. I live in Barnesville. Actually, based upon what you just espoused as it relates to the former minister, at least avoid the media. I think in my own I'm limited in knowledge. Yeah, I think the court proceedings will be on November 12th. It has not yet started yet. I mean, in court, even though he came and of course he's still. That he has no right as a Nigerian to go over the media to express his innocence. There's nothing wrong with that. He has all right, that is constitutional right to go over the media. Even the greatest democratic nation upon the face of this earth, United States, the small president on media. When cases like, well, he just has to take his time to involve in certain legal matters. And I do believe that based upon the former minister's level of intelligence, he always consults his lawyers before going over the media. Thank you for echoing your ears.
Thank you. If that's the best decision, well, everyone has their own way to carry on their issues. He's going to bear the full weight of his actions. I'm just recommending.
Yeah. That's what you're just recommending, but that's it.
Oh, that is right. That is his right. Yeah. Everyone has freedom to express themselves. That's good. All right. Thank you so much. All right, 0778-665-073, 087-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the positive show this morning on Love FM 105.1. 0778-665-073, 087-105-105 are the numbers to call. You know, in Liberia, what we normally do, that's what I continue to say, one of the areas, one of the things that happens in our country, and people tend to win public sentiments, is through the media. Yeah. That is another strategy, and this strategy have been working over the period of time for some people, but that doesn't mean it will continue to work, because for every time the world is evolving and people are gradually gravitating from that archaic mentality, wanting to win public sentiments. What it does is that the media builds and the media destroys. There are things that you will say, there are questions that will be asked, and that will lead you to say things that you have no business of saying, and these things will be taken on records, and you have a case against you. What my recommendation to the former minister is very clear. Abstain from media publicity, media engagement, and await the process. Because what you should be doing here now is to get more involved with your lawyers, getting all of the facts, collecting those facts, so that you can present them on the day of the trial, whatever. But you going in the public space, explaining what happened, why you had to do this, it won't help. The public, you will only build the public sentiments. If you want to gain public sentiments, that's a fine one, but it doesn't negate the fact that it will exonerate you from the crimes you've been alleged of. You see the knowledge in there? Joseph, you stole X amount of dollars. Joseph, you are called to the court to exonerate yourself. Then Joseph said to the audience, you know, that time, the time I put all the money on the side, and no, the court already got something on you. You can explain from now to judgment day that the people that are listening to you, they are not part of the process that or group of people that will render the judgment. So where your explanation should be is with the lawyers, giving all of the facts. You think former President Taylor, you couldn't be all around the place that, oh, they say, I inside you, and no. All of his statements, all of his time was mostly spent with his lawyers, cutting graphics to get detail and find an amicable solution to exonerate him, right? So when you come on radio, you're explaining how they grab what they want you, all those grabs. What led to the booting out of the government? Because you were the chief financier. You dispersed the finances, and the utilization of those finances, they were all characterized and placed in your pocket. Then you get the money, they did not utilize it wisely. All of the burden can't fall on your head. So you are explaining that, the people can say you are explaining tired. So the best thing you can ever do, Mr. Minister, Mr. Former Minister, abstain from media engagement, spend more time collecting your facts, putting your ideas together, so that your accusers when you come face to face with your accusers, your facts will be presented. Building the sentiments from the media is not helping any longer in this time and age. 0778-665-073, 087-105-105 are the numbers to call. I am a journalist, right? And there are interesting things that are happening. And I said to somebody, we play a major role in the backwardness of our country, Liberia, the media. Because we hold the public trust. There are things that we do. There are information that we disseminate on our various platforms. There's something called the trial balloon in journalism. For some of you who don't have the knowledge and understanding of how these people, our officials, work in this country, most of the governments that have come and gone and even present, things that they want to do, they come out to the media. They showcase some of these information, and then you hear a media practitioner or a group of media practitioners raising eyebrows on it. The public reaction, if the public will react in a very calm way, trust me, that's how they're going to carry on those things that they have already playing in their mind. But if the public will come out bluntly to reject, that's the feedback they're going to get. It will determine as to whether they will roll out what they have as their plan or not. So that's how it works. So sometimes when you hear some of the media publicity and you hear all the thing and the other person, the other information here, and this one, they are in agreement with. They have what we call a collaboration. They only want to get the feedback from you, how you, the public, will respond to the information that they have leaked out to the media. Based on your reaction, that's what's happening right now. The minister is using the media now to win public sentiments. Based on the fact he's been accused of these acts that are leveled against him, the accusation leveled against him. So his appearance on the media, he wants to know as to whether the Liberian people still have that explicit confidence in him, and wanting to know as to whether the Liberian people are in favor of what the government is seeking redress, or the government is seeking to get clarity on his workings. So that just the whole bottom line of the media engagement. So the ordinary people, you don't understand it. This is it. So most of the things you get to hear in the media, in the corridors, are all leak information from those who are planning to carry on their operations. So it is based on your feedback or your responses will determine as to whether they should do it or not. That's just it, my people. 0887-105-105, 077-866-5073. Let's get to talk. We talk about the role connectivity, how bad our role is. We tend to acknowledge and call to attention Mr. Giddens, the public web minister, to see reason in leaving his comfort zone and getting into the field to do the assessment and subsequently carry on some major fast approach to curbing some of these bad road conditions while we await the dry season. We talk about the painting of the buildings, the public buildings. The ministerial complex is one of the major areas that is so filthy that needs to be painted and well taken care of. What you make of those talking points? 0887-105-105, 665-073. The numbers to call this morning and form part of the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. If you are out there and wanting to play our cash giveaway, star 799 hatch, select number 10 for Love FM, and of course, win for yourself 3,000 Liberian dollars. All right, star 799 hash, select number 10 for Love FM, play 100 Liberian dollars from your Lone Star mobile money account or 70 cents United States dollars, and win for yourself. Yeah. Tomorrow is the midweek. You play the game, you can win for yourself. That 3,000 can carry you for the weekend. Who knows? So let's get the calls coming through on 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. The numbers to call and form part of the program.
My begin shege, but so boy get near Tobogi, especially beans Tobogi.
My leg, United States really come up from my door, drive me from Maryland. I don't talk about the so many chorus.
Global people, I got something that will beat you.
No, talk again. Let me give you one more from Maryland.
You know what is greater than 3 days call?
What it? Nothing will be my 3 days.
5 days call. No start MTN says for $1 only, you get 100 minutes to call all network valid for 5 days. Meaning you get 100 minutes you can use within 5 days and talk to any network. Just star 143 hash to activate.
But look at myself, just time to get on one time. The people smart, they have new money.
Best news ever. Get 100 minutes to call all networks. Valid for 5 whole days. Simply dial star 143 hash to activate and talk for as long as you want. What is better than free? Nothing. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transactions on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial star 156 hash and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile money, da baby, eh?
MTN.
Here you get. The way you can be making your face, you get also.
You boy, I need money quick. I get so much expensive on my head this month and right and I get.
So like everything I will tell you, take Momo loan, man.
Momo loan? Mobile money get bank now?
No, Momo loan like some kind of quick service loan mobile money can give you. You can borrow up to 20,000 Liberian dollars at a very low interest rate and pay in 7 days, 28 days, or 30 days.
You joking?
So you see phone in my face? You can give me your phone, man. That star 156 star 6 hash.
ABC. For how do I pay back?
Let's see what you credit, man. Just that star 156 star 6 hash and select repay loan. Pay the poor money back.
I can credit again tomorrow?
You can borrow power. See your ways.
Whatever you need that little bit of money for, Momo Loan here for you. Dial star 156 star 6 hash today and take a loan.
MTN.
Yes, we welcome back to the program, The Positive Show. Get your calls coming through on 0778 665-073. Good morning to you, Samson Gaje. How you doing this morning? Yeah, Samson Gaje, I hope you're doing pretty fine. Good morning to you and your family. Hope you guys doing pretty fine. 0778 665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call this morning and form part of The Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. Let's talk about those things that matters. Let's talk about the development, what you envision for Liberia. Let's develop that love. And, love for country is very important. When you develop the love for country, what's going to happen here is that You see development taking siege of the matter. You see people giving that loyalty. But if we have no love for country, trust me, things that we see around us, we will continue to see even beyond that because there's no love for country. So we call on our leaders, we call on ourselves as citizens. Collectively, we can build Liberia. Liberia is too old to be where she is. Very old, my friend. Very, very, very much old. But development can come only if our minds are developed. Our eyes will appreciate the works of the hands.
Don't cry, Mama Liberia. All is not lost. God is on your side.
Oh, Mama Liberia, sweet land of liberty, I know how it feels in the hands of some of your heartless children. Are you aware that your real enemies are your children themselves? In pretense, they hail you by saying, you are the sweet land of liberty, filled with great natural resources. Yes, indeed, you are, Mama, a land that we cannot be deported from. But in reality, when they are empowered, they leave you drowning in the pool of frustration and shame. As a mother, you never get tired of opening your arms that are filled with love and compassion for all. As the saying goes, there is no bare bush to throw a child. Mama, how long will you continue to endure abandonment and grief in the hands of these heartless children of yours who continues to feed on your breast milk by enriching themselves instead of creating an enabling environment for you and your other children who are referred to as masses? Is this not the same milk on which every child bearing the name Liberian should all be fed? Why only the evil ones are nourishing with greed and the masses are left on a tender toe in their own motherland? Mama, at your age and with all your natural resources, yet you are rated among the poorest countries. With deep emotional feelings, you find it hard to accept your status. Knowing that you do not belong there, it is a pity that your children are proudly wearing corruption and greed as a uniform amongst their peers. And when the few who believes in you speak against it, they becomes the threat and target of the society and is treated as enemy of the state. At your age, Mama, your children are embracing falsehood over truthfulness, suppressing morals and integrity, and embracing violence and dishonesty. I say to you, who are true sons and daughters of Mama Liberia, let us not get tired of saying the truth, because the truth will earn our mothers freedom one day from the hands of those that comes and goes and feels they should not go empty from the positions the masses gave them to occupy. Oh, Mama, politics have blinded the eyes of your children and corrupt their minds. As the saying goes, until their minds are developed, their eyes will never appreciate the works of their hands. Leaders, Liberian leaders, where are the promises you made to the masses? Has the truth turned into a disaster because you keep exploiting this sweet land of liberty? Liberians, rise up and stop the complacency, because there are more questions than answers.
Babu popole, la guamu jemo. Babu popole, la guamu jemo. The time we take to touch trouble, we should take that time to do something constructive in unity. Mama la bia niwa, Mama la bia niwa. Tap it to my head. We can benefit when we pray for each other. We will succeed when we come together as one. We will succeed when you get on your knees to pray. Put la bia. When you get on your knees to pray, put la bia first. Attending a quan. Pamau yambo. You are deep. Put our interest last. Put la bia first. Better. We don't want a palabra. We don't want a halala. We don't want a palabra. We don't want a confusion. Sit and talking wet, but I can stay eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, on this side we can stay dance together. We have for each other. It's time for us to show ya. When I started traveling, started crazy. Yeah, let's work together and move the country forward. When mama and papa not happy, the dishes can be empty. When mama and papa ain't here, the children can be happy. We need that's why I pray for, that's why we pray for. The elephant. It's narrow. Sit and talking wet, but I can stay eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, on this side we can stay dance together. Babu popole, la guamu jemo. Babu popole, la guamu jemo. The time we take to touch trouble, we should take that time to do something constructive in unity. Mama la bia niwa. Mama la pioneer. Tap it to my head. We can benefit when we pray for each other. We will succeed when we come together as one. We will succeed when you get on your knees to pray. Oh, la pioneer. When you get on your knees to pray, put la beer first. I tell you the quality. I'm on your mama. You are deep. All money one another. Put our interest last. Put la beer first. Don't want a palabra, we don't want a halala, we don't want a palabra, we don't want a confusion. Sit and talk and sweat, but I can stay eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, on this side we can stay dance together. The love we have for each other. It's time for us to show it up. Put aside the tribalism.
Oh, yes. Tribalism. When we criticize, we should be able to make the recommendations. When you and I can build this country. In the absence of our collective efforts as Liberians, the foreigners will come and enjoy the wealth of our country, enrich themselves and go back to their country. And we will continue to beg them, be looking out for handouts. So let us put our hearts together, put aside our political differences, and work in the interest of our beloved country, Mama Liberia. This is the only land that we cannot be deported from. So as true sons and daughters, let us brace ourselves. There will be challenging moments, oh yes. But we need to rise to the occasion. When our minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. Development first, development last. Let us put aside our personal aggrandizement. In union, consult as a show with God above our rights to prove we overall prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending, we meet the foe with valor unpretending. All the land that I cannot be deported from as a son and daughters. Hey, we need to uphold the integrity.
On this side, we can stay dance together.
Happy birthday to you, former President George Manawia. Age with grace. And all those celebrating their birthdays today, we say congratulations. And let me use this time to say happy new month to all of you, our ardent followers. Those of you celebrating in this month, whatever the occasion may be, we say congratulations. On this note, this is how I love to draw down the curtains on today's edition of the program, The Positive Show. It was wonderful being here. The invitation is yours to join me, God willing, this afternoon on the afternoon conversation. Better still, join the team on tomorrow, Pam Foma and Martina Tuba. They will be here with a fresh edition, midweek edition of the program, The Positive Show. I'm Rufus Divine Cannon. I lead and other follow. Voice among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. Know you bear with me with the poor quality of my voice. I was able to do what I had to do. So let's have ourselves a wonderful time. Baba on the program, The positive shore.
Mama la pioneer. Tap it to my head. We can benefit when we pray for each other. We will succeed when we come together as one. We will succeed when you get on your knees to pray. Would I be your day? When you get on your knees to pray, would I be your friend? Attending a choir. Come on, young boy. You are deep. One another. Put our interest last. Put our view of west. Back up. We don't want a palabra. We don't want a halala. We don't want a palabra. We don't want a confusion. Back up. Sit and talk and fret, but I can stay eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, I'm on this side, we can stay there.